Now, before we jump into this, let's clarify hoarder and prepper and just nervous person in general. Okay, so a hoarder, the definition would tend to be someone who clears all of the grocery shelves in a panic, leaving nothing for all of the other people, and keeping things in their house that they don't use, that they don't need, that they will never use, that ends up going bad and turns into garbage. Just to be clear, hoarding tendencies are a sign of a mental illness. Prepping, which is what I tend to do, although not on an extreme level, at least I don't think it's an extreme level. Others might disagree based on what you see before you.
Thank you, Thrive Market, for sponsoring today's video. More about them later.
Purchasing things slowly over time until you accumulate what you see behind me. Now, I have spent 8 years stockpiling or preparing or slowly building up a backlog of food for my family. Why in the world would you ever do this? I am so glad you asked. Number one is to save money, indeed. I like to buy a lot of these items when they are very cheap. So when there's a huge sale, that's when I'm thinking, well, normally I'd buy one, but if there's this crazy good price, that's when I buy 5 or 10. And I stick it here because it's rock bottom prices, and then I'm gonna have it and I'm not gonna have to buy it when it's full price. That is like my single most favorite part of shopping like this. I buy extra when it's on sale and then I don't have to pay full price. It saves a ton of money, And then I can go through and have a monthly grocery bill of $200 or $300 for a family of 6. Yes, even in 2022. Reason number 2, as I'm sure you've seen recently, is sometimes the store may not have what it is that you're looking for. Now, I've lived in places that all of the food has been trucked in, and if the truck can't make it because of a snowstorm or something, the grocery store runs out of products extremely quickly. The United States does depend on the trucking industry to stock all of the grocery stores. Any normal store, not your big box store, but a normal store at any given time will carry 30 tubs of peanut butter. Most people only buy like 1 thing of peanut butter every couple of weeks, but if you're seeing storms coming in, you're in a tornado or hurricane area, a blizzard area like myself, people will go out and buy things like this that are very shelf stable that most people like. I mean, peanut butter. I mean, come on. If you love peanut butter as much as I do, hit that like button if you haven't done it yet, and subscribe. I know half of you are not subscribed, so I'm just saying. Once I get to 1 million subscribers, we're gonna do a huge giveaway, so you're not gonna wanna miss it. So subscribe if you haven't. Essentially, all it takes are 30 people to come in, grab their peanut butter all in the same day, and boom, the store is out of peanut butter. I live in a college town, so when the college students show up, you know the things that are missing for about a month? Peanut butter, frozen pizzas, ramen, cereal, bread, and milk, just because it's a highly sought after item when all of the college students move in. Number 3 is, what if you can't get to the store? Perhaps you live in a place that is extremely rural and you only go to the store once every 4 to 6 weeks. As it is, you're gonna have to stock up so you don't run yourself down to zero. Another great reason you might wanna do this has happened to a friend of mine. Her husband lost his job.
And this is me expressing myself.
That's an emotional,
I hate this job,
frightening situation anyway, but to worry about your grocery prices when you have a lack of income coming in and what's on your shelf and how you're gonna feed your family, you don't want that kind of stress. It's all about being prepared. And I'm not stocking like my basement storage room in case of end of the world.
We got 12 bottles of water, 56 beers, a Milky Way.
Everything hits the fan, you know what I'm saying?
Can I have that Milky Way?
No, you can't have the Milky Way. That's my Milky Way.
That's not what I'm doing. I just like to be prepared just in case. Maybe I'm feeling particularly lazy that day and I don't want to go to the store, no sweat. I have peanut butter and oatmeal and rice and pasta and tomato sauce, and I can feed my family without leaving the comfort of my very own couch. What in the world do I have in my emergency prepper pantry / long-term food storage? I will be happy to share with you. Now, before we get too far into the tour, I want to thank Thrive Market for sponsoring today's video. A bunch of stuff in my long-term food storage are items I purchased from Thrive Market because they're like my favorite products. This olive oil in the tin, first of all, it's going to last longer than any other olive oil, and it tastes delicious. Thrive Market is essentially an online market. You can get all kinds of stuff, all kinds of shelf-stable stuff, like the coconut milk, like the olive oil in the tin, like all of your long-term tomato products. It is membership-based, so there is a cost, just like some of those other big box stores that rhyme with Yosko. But if you do the annual membership, it's only $5 a month. Are they gonna give you a deal? Abso-freaking-lutely. If you use my link below at thrivemarket.com/frugalfitmom, they're gonna give you 30% off of your first order plus a free gift worth up to $60. You can shop with no pants on. It arrives at your door in like a day or two, and I live in the middle of nowhere and it comes super, super fast, and everything in the box, all of the shipping stuff is recyclable. Here are some of my favorite products. The salsa. If you buy nothing else, get the salsa. I adore cannellini beans. You need to get these also. Believe it or not, the Thrive Market coconut milk is essentially the best price I can find anywhere, and I love to keep tomato paste on hand as well for any kind of like soup bases, tomato sauces, lasagna business, all of that stuff. If you're into that grain life, they have this cool tricolor quinoa as well that I like to keep in my long-term food storage. And I know what you're thinking. They're just going to be more expensive than other grocery stores. Oh, contraire, my friends. If you find these products cheaper anywhere else, they will match the price. So they will be the cheapest for the products that you are getting. If you have special dietary needs, keto, vegan, paleo, gluten-free, you can search by that topic and they'll list all the products that fall in with that diet preference. First link in the doobly-doo. Thank you, Thrive Market, and let's get into this tour. This top shelf is my pasta and sauce shelf. I know my organization system may not make sense to most people, but it makes sense in my head. Like pasta and tomato sauce or canned tomatoes just go together, don't they? Is that me? These are industrial heavy-duty shelves. They hold 600 pounds per shelf. We picked these up at Sam's Club 10 years ago for about $90 each. I'm assuming they're more money now, but if I can find a similar link, I will leave it below. One shelf down, I have a lot of canned products here. I have canned fruits over here. These are great for like quick lunch sides, quick dinner sides, breakfast, some cottage cheese, some canned fruit. Boom, breakfast. And you can make a real quick cobbler or dessert with these as well. They're just really versatile. I love having canned milk, like evaporated milk like this, the boxed extra, not processed, what is it? Ultra pasteurized milk from Dollar Tree, the boxed milk, so you'll never run out of milk. Powdered milk, these are great options to have. And this in mashed potatoes, you won't regret it. I have a ton more evaporated milk like right here. I didn't have anywhere to put my steel cut oats, so this is where they ended up because I have oats right underneath, but I have a ton of steel cut oats. These last forever. So if you find a good deal on oats, go ahead and grab them, but remember to cook them. Otherwise, you'll be sitting here with a 50-pound bag of oats for 2 years trying to figure out what the heck you're gonna do with it. If you've been here for that long, give me one of these in the comments. Salt is an absolute must-have in your long-term food storage. This makes food taste good. If you find that your food is bland and restaurant food is better, please put salt on your food. It's delicious. Especially for athletes, if you move a lot, you have to replace your salt stores. And if you do like keto stuff, you need salt in your diet as well. Obviously, if you have high blood pressure, watch your salt intake. But for most people who don't eat a ton of processed foods, you can't really overdo this. I have a couple of flours right here. I got these from Thrive Market also. King Arthur organic all-purpose flour. I love to have extra flour on hand for baking. Some syrups, obviously my oils, my olive oil from Thrive Market. It's my favorite olive oil. I have some canned pumpkin over here. It is pumpkin spice season, my friends, so keep an eye out for pumpkin recipes coming up. Some maple syrup, and let's bring it down. I don't want to talk about the oats. Let's just skip it. If you're into bread making, these like vacuum sealed tubs of yeast, this is about 1 pound of yeast. These last for years and years and years, and then when they're open, you can stick them in the freezer, and then they'll last for more years and years and years, and they're very inexpensive. If you haven't used it to make my no-knead, easy artisan bread, I'll leave that video down below. Almonds, more oils, let's bring it down some more. You can't really go wrong with the dog in your face. Just this whole shelf is canned food products. You want to do one of those dump and go dinners, which by the way, whoever coined that phrase, what a horrible name. You know, open some cans, throw it in, you know, 5-can chili, very, very easy. This shelf over here is my condiment shelf.
Yeah, I'll take the condom thing for 8,000.
This whole section is peanut butter. Peanut butter. Because it's amazing. Peanut butter pie, peanut butter cookies, no bake cookies. You know what I'm saying. My ketchup, you know, you got to have a backlog of ketchup because heaven forbid you run out of ketchup if you have a 10-year-old. I have some home canned jams and jellies over here, and we're kind of moving into my dry ingredients. Dried beans, dried popcorn, wheat berries, more dried pasta. I use these animal cracker bins. I've gotten these from Sam's Club, and once they're empty, rinse them out. These are the perfect tubs for long-term food storage. So this one is all Great Northern beans, it looks like, but I have a ton of these. Wheat berries, kidney beans, rice, popcorn, sugars, brown sugar, white sugar. White sugar's better because this one will get clumpy, so I don't like to get too much of it. Honey is amazing because it never goes bad. Some canned soups for some really easy dinners. If you don't have Cholula in your long-term food storage, what are you even doing with your life? A few more products I like to keep on hand just for funsies. These are items we go through a little bit quicker. I have some oatmeal packets. These are great for camping and travel for quick breakfast. Even if you have a hotel room that doesn't have a free breakfast, grab some oatmeal packets. You're probably gonna have a hot water or a microwave in your hotel room. Crackers and things like this, just for lunches, extra lunch products. I can pull them up, take them upstairs, nice and easy. I have a few extra cereal boxes here for when I find them on sale. And then I have, you know, your emergency mac and cheese. And I got a deal on these little Pillsbury cornbreads, so I have a bunch of these as well as my cornbread mix from the Dollar Tree. I'm from Texas, so cornbread is a must. It's like the perfect side dish for any meal. Lasagna might be weird, but any other meal, cornbread is a perfectly acceptable side dish and also a delicious breakfast, soaked with like butter and honey. I'm hungry. So how in the world can you get started? I am happy to tell you right now. Remember, it took me 8 years to accumulate all of this stuff, and we do constantly rotate through it. All you have to do is when you go buy like a can of tomatoes, instead of getting 1, get 3. So you have 1 for now and you set aside 2 for later. When you see a sale on something, buy 5 of them. Go to Thrive Market and get the salsa, the coconut milk, and the olive oil. You will not regret it. Get some basics, some seasonings, some salt, some honey. These things last forever. Honey literally lasts forever. Salt essentially lasts forever. It doesn't ever go bad, which makes it a great option on where to start. If you would like a full list of long-term food storage products that you can go purchase to get started, I have a free printable down below for you if you want to go check that out, along with the deal from Thrive Market, 30% off plus a free gift by using my link down below. And happy prepping to you. I'll see you next time.